Hello my friends and welcome back to the rabbit hole. I somehow ended up realizing I have not yet completed my full routine, my full skincare routine. I've done 3 of them so far, but I've been missing the vitamin C routine that I follow. So I figured let's go ahead and do that in today's video, and this will be my updated AM vitamin C routine. So I know my routine is tricky, but so is my skin type. I do have acne prone skin. I definitely had a breakout here, and while I've cleared the breakout, I want to make sure I don't scar, and that's why in today's routine we are going to be using l-ascorbic acid, which is the most studied vitamin C and also the true vitamin C and not a derivative. Admittedly also because that's the trial that I'm doing. I'm currently doing a Geek and Gorgeous trial, so we will have 2 products from Geek and Gorgeous today. Both of those are gifted. Those and the LED mask that I'm going to use were gifted. Everything else I purchased. So I'm starting off with my Versed All-in-One Hydrating Milk because it does me better to not wash my face every morning. This one is actually not my absolute favorite micellar water or cleansing treatment, but I'm going to be traveling and I'm going to take this one with me, so I figured we'll just break it out today anyway. I do like that it's kind of all-in-one for travel. All-in-one? Yes, it is a very gentle cleanser and a toner. I also have my microphone a little closer to my face than usual, but that's because I don't want to mess up my favorite shirt. You want to see my favorite shirt? The Snack-a-Lottle. It's so perfect. It's so perfect. Okay, now I've taken to doing my LED treatment in the morning. This is my Qure mask. I have a video on it that I will link. Alright, I'm going to do the red setting today, which is the anti-aging but also anti-inflammatory setting. Alright, sit goggles, there. So these goggles didn't come with it, I just used them because sensitive eye problems. Also, I do know I look ridiculous, so yeah, don't worry about it. You can take a little break, this is only 3 minutes. I'll be right back. And now the moment that you've been waiting for, the vitamin C. So I am using the Geek and Gorgeous 101 C Glow, 15% vitamin C. It is l-ascorbic, and here, look at this. Just take a moment here and look at this. A completely clear vitamin C. So here's the thing with all of these l-ascorbic serums. You all know l-ascorbic does, of course, oxidize. And I know a lot of these companies are like, yeah, it's okay for it to be a little yellow, maybe even a little tiny bit orange, or maybe they add some kind of dye into the product. But I'm not really sure I'm sold on that anymore. Because if these companies like Geek and Gorgeous and Rosen are able to sell a completely clear vitamin C product, then maybe that's the best way it should be. Maybe that's what actually indicates that it is truly a fresh l-ascorbic serum. Now, l-ascorbic acid does need to be formulated to be at a low pH, so know that this particular ingredient may not work out for everybody's skin. If you have a much more sensitive skin type, it can kind of feel like it's stinging you a bit. But the thing is, it really is the gold standard ingredient. I often use sodium ascorbyl phosphate since that one is made for acne-prone skin, but especially if you have scars that you're trying to fade, if you have hyperpigmentation, or if you want to boost your collagen production, the fact remains that we see the most scientific literature on l-ascorbic acid, not the derivatives. Skincare just always ends up being a tricky conversation because, you know, this is a great ingredient that I'm using that some amount of people will not be able to use. But you just have to know your own skin, you have to know what works for you and what doesn't, and unfortunately, really the only way to determine if an ingredient works for you is to try it and see. I've also come to realize a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people would rather just be told what's a good product and what isn't, but I'm telling you, after years of doing all of these trials, that's the reality of skincare. So I'm following with my toner, which is in this packaging, but it is actually the Geek and Gorgeous 101 Liquid Hydration 5% Panthenol and NMF Toner. It's very liquidy. I figured let's put it in a spray bottle because I'm me. I love this. I decided to grab a bonus product. This is definitely optional, just so you know, but I'm going to use the Perricone MD Vitamin C Ester Brightening Eye Serum. This is a vitamin C product, but in spite of the conversation we just had, it's actually a derivative. Come on, open bottle. And the reason I'm using this around my eyes is the exact same reason I didn't use the l-ascorbic serum around my eye area, because with that low pH, it's definitely irritating, and I told you earlier in this video that I do have sensitive eyes. So I feel like I'm really illustrating my point here that all skincare ingredients can have a place. You just have to determine what that place is for you. Okay, moving on to eye cream. This is going to be a tricky explanation, but it'll make sense. So I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Rosé All Day to Night Eye Cream. I'm going to squeeze out a little tiny bit of that. And then I'm going to mix in a small amount of my Tatcha the Pearl Eye Cream. This stuff is really expensive, but it lasts forever. And I love this trick right here. I actually got this from a subscriber. I think, was it Lana? I think it might have been. She's given me quite a few really good recommendations. This seems to help it thin it out so it lasts even longer, and also on its own it can kind of be a little tricky to apply. So if you mix it with another product, what you end up getting is a very brightening product. It's basically adding a little bit of a concealer with skincare properties to it, so I won't need any concealer today, you'll see. So you see how immediately brightening that is, and you know, again, I just mixed it with a drugstore eye cream. I already hauled that eye cream for you, so you got to see, it's just a fine, inexpensive eye cream. Mix the two and you get an absolutely amazing end product and a lot more quantity. I love doing this, love it. And then next on the list, I'm going to use the Perricone MD Photo Brightening Moisturizer with SPF 30. So I wanted to do this today because I really want to have a conversation about these SPF containing moisturizers. I've heard some very mixed statements on this. I've heard some people say that you cannot get enough sunscreen from these, and that's simply not true. The trick is you just have to make sure you're using enough of the product. The problem that happens with moisturizers that contain sunscreen is that people are typically pretty bad about applying enough of them. People tend to actually underapply both their moisturizer and their sunscreen, but the thing is I have dry skin, so I apply heavy moisturizer anyway, so it's rarely a problem. The point that I'm trying to make here is that it can be done. You absolutely can use a moisturizer with SPF and use enough of it. The trick is to use enough of it. Actually, this wasn't necessarily the best choice today since I'm using another vitamin C product, and I don't want you to think you have to just keep layering vitamin C products. Actually, the l-ascorbic serum is certainly enough, especially at 15%, but that's okay. I do have one more step that I'm going to do, but I'm going to take a break before we get to that because I want to make sure my sunscreen has a moment to set in an even layer. You know what? I'm actually going to show you my application of this as well, since I always feel like I kind of slack on applying sunscreen right on my eyes. I don't worry that much because, on my eyelids rather, I don't worry as much because I do wear sunglasses, but this is probably a good habit to get into. And in case you missed my haul, this is the Physicians Formula Natural Defense Triple Defense Multicolor Stick with SPF of 20. It is all mineral. I should say at this point, I'm not in any way affiliated with Physicians Formula. CVS just keeps sending me coupons and I am going to use them. Tiny dab of my Ulta Youthful Glow Concealer also. We might as well do just a little smidge of makeup today while we're here, huh? Last step, and one of my holy grail products, you all know the Glowbiotics Probiotic Skincare Probiotic Hydra Glow Cream Oil. Now you can use this any way you want to. You can use it as a liquid highlighter, you can use it all over your face. I'm going to use it kind of on the center of my face. You know, just kind of treating it the same way that Gwyneth Paltrow treats sunscreen. So I am done with my AM routine. I know I said I wasn't going to do makeup, but I added just a little tiny bit. Some brow products, the Tarte Sketch and Set, which is basically a holy grail. You'll hate this if you have thick brows, but you may have noticed mine are rather sparse, so I do like that one. Also, the Merit Mascara, which is the most fuss-free mascara I've ever tried. This was gifted to me by the brand. It is expensive, so I'll say this, if you are really looking for a quick mascara that you don't have to mess around with, it won't clump, it won't flake through the day, this is a great option, but it is pricey. And then the Physicians Formula Diamond Plumper Lip Gloss. This is probably the closest dupe to the Grande Lips lip gloss that I've ever tried. I had a feeling it would be when I looked at the ingredients, had to try it, and yeah, it's a pretty good product. Again, not sponsored. Physicians Formula does not know I exist. None of the brands in this video know they are in today's video. But that is it. I have finally finished my full skincare routine. I will have a link in the description box below if you want to see what I do on alternating days. Again, I have a bit more of a difficult skincare routine because I have a more difficult skin type. But we finally got the last AM skincare routine completed. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.